Oh my gosh. I haven't filmed in a couple of days, and today is going to be a little bit of a different video because I can't really move around. I can't do a whole lot of walking. On Friday, I decided I would treat myself and go out to the beach, do a little shark teeth hunting. And it was a very hot day, and I was in my normal attire, t-shirt and jeans, my boots. So I thought I would take my boots off, roll my pants legs up, and walk along the shoreline while I was looking for shark teeth. You know, real cute look. Well, I was out there for about 5 hours. I don't think my shoes were off that entire time because I didn't want to have to carry them the whole time. But my face got severely burned. Like, I say severely. It was dark red. But it healed very quickly, as well as my arms. However, my feet did not. So that was Friday. Today's Monday. Yesterday, I thought they were feeling better because the burn was pretty much gone, even though my feet are still very red. Swelling got so severe I couldn't walk on them. They felt like they were going to explode. So today I'm trying to stay off my feet. So I thought we would look through some of my shark teeth and fossils that I have found in the past. I know this video won't be for everybody, but I figure there's got to be a few of you out there who enjoy this stuff as well as I do. Or as much as I do. I showed some of these briefly. That's my, I thought it was a Meg. I really think it's something older. And then this I believe to be a fossilized bison tooth. But anyway, let me turn the camera around and show you what I've got. This is some of the stuff I got from the day that I burnt my feet. And then this is a box full of all kinds of things that I found, both from Fort Clinch and from a creek in Alachua County, Florida. Let me set the camera up. I'll start pulling some things out. Here's one that I forgot that I found, not this last time I went out, but the time before when I went with my boyfriend. And I think it's really, really pretty. Unusual because most of the teeth that we find out at this beach are black. And I'll show you an example of a tooth that looks very similar to that, but is black. Got these nifty little containers that I keep my teeth in while I'm out there. Makes it so much easier. I'm like good at the names of the different shark teeth and all that. But you can see this whole pile behind me. Like this one is the one I found on the day I burnt my teeth. Or burnt my feet. But they're mostly black is what we find. But I found this one and it's now one of my favorites. Just the coloration. It's in really good shape. I'm so sorry about my long fingernails, you guys. I do need them in the garden, but I realize that a lot of people don't like looking at them. It's hard to film like this. I didn't realize what people go through when they try to film like this. Anyway, so if you guys know anything about teeth, I can tell you the area that I found these in. These were from Nassau County, Fort Clinch area, the very northeastern tip of Florida, where there's like a canal between Georgia and Florida. Different ones there. I always think that these are broken. They're not. That's just how they are. It's a weird tooth. I don't know. I'm wondering if these might be baby great white. This is one, I thought it was a broken tooth. It's not. It's just a different placement in the mouth. I'm trying to get my fingernails out of there so you can see the tooth itself. I'm fairly certain that that's a full tooth. I could be wrong. I'm still learning, you guys. But this thing I found, and I'm not exactly sure. It could just be fossilized bone that's worn into the shape of a tooth, claw, or like tusk or something. But I don't know. I just don't know. It just looks so much like the shape of a tusk or something. this is absolutely fossilized. I used to know the name of this bone, but I cannot think of it. This feels like glass. It's so smooth and shiny. But that's bone, fossilized bone. These are vertebrae. Shark, maybe. The whole ones are my favorite. Actually, I have a whole one. These are my favorite to find. Just so cool. So I believe these are shark. Some of the smaller ones, maybe fish, like this little tiny guy here. Some other really cool things you find are stingray mouth plates. So this would be like, I guess they're grinding, this like their teeth, I guess, like their grinding surface. I'm not sure. I would love to be able to teach you, but right now I'm just sharing with you. So pufferfish mouth plates are one of my favorites to find. So these are from pufferfish. These are their mouth plates. Got a black one, a couple different colors here. I think those are so cool. Don't ask me why, but I do. Here is, I believe this is called a scoot from a stingray. Fossilized as well. Very, very cool things out there, you guys, if you just look, if you just take the time to look. A few other things I found while I was out there the other day. A bunch of olive shells. I have not got the sand out of yet. Great job. I know these tend to be popular among shell collectors, and there were several people out there hunting them. This one has lost a bit of its shine, has some buddies in there with it. I think it's really cool that they also come in all these different colors. I don't know, maybe these are fossilized, or some of them are fossilized. Maybe this one and not that one, I don't know. But I remember as a kid, they were some of, I didn't know what they were called, but they were some of my favorite shells to collect as a kid as well. So I just grabbed them when I saw them. There's a couple smaller ones in here as well. Tiny gray ones, quite small. And then a couple more. Also, I like to collect these guys because I would like to do some artwork with these one time. These and any of the spiral, the tops of the shells that have the spiral on them. I would like to do some artwork with these at some point. Because you see spirals in nature everywhere, and it holds some significance. And I used to like to draw and doodle a lot, and I found myself doodling a lot of spirals. So I'm definitely attracted to them for some reason. My boyfriend, this was his little collection. He seemed to like collecting these guys, and he was talking about using them in some kind of resin art work. These little spirals from the conch shells and stuff. He seemed to like to collect those while we were out there. They come in different colors as well. Here's one. And these, this is probably fossilized coral. And one day we hope to get a machine. Now this one's kind of small, but one day we do hope to get a machine to be able to cut open some of the rocks and things that we find. But I also just learned about fulgurite, which is where lightning hits the sand and creates structures very similar to this. So we've been keeping these in case they are fulgurite. And there's also fossilized poop that can be found. for some reason I want to say Mako, but I have no idea what I'm talking about, so I'm probably wrong. And these may be two totally different sharks here. More of these long, weird shaped guys. I like the pinstriping on that one, and this one has kind of a grayish blue color there. Really nice puffer fish mouth plate. That one's really nice. I like that one a lot. Gosh, my nails are just so big, they take up most of the screen. Slightly different colored tooth from that area. That's really pretty too. Some coloration there, some browns. Some other really cool things that I found out there are lots of this old terracotta. So this was out at Fort Clinch, so obviously there's an old fort, and I'm assuming they had other old buildings out there. But a part of their shore that's roped off, you can see where the erosion has worn it away, and the land was built up using these as filler. So when the high tide comes in, or we have storms or whatever, it's washing some of this off, so you can find some of this along the shoreline. And I really wanted to find a piece that had more lettering on it, but this is the one that I was able to find. I'm not going to go dig it up like some people have been doing. I still think this is a really cool piece of history. I don't know the name, the age of Fort Clinch off the top of my head, or a whole lot of its history, but man, it's just such a cool place to go to. The drive out to the beach is magical to people like me who like nature and history. You find a lot of these pieces. These were part of turtle shells, fossilized turtle shells. I found this, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's fossilized. It looks like maybe it is part of a bone structure or something like that. I thought it was cool. Oh, I have so much, you guys. There's so much here. Some wood. These are some of the first fossilized anything I ever found, and this was at a creek in Alachua County. I thought at first it was fossilized wood because I had no idea what I was looking at. This piece doesn't look anything like wood, but some of the ones that I found did. These are very, very heavy, like rock, but these are fossilized dugong, which is a cousin of our modern day dolphin. Dugong rib bones is what I am holding here. And I found small ones, large ones, and I just think some of them are very, very, very interesting, very cool looking. See how I thought maybe that was wood because of that look there. And I found these years ago, a couple years ago, and I've been holding on to them all this time because I don't know, it's so fascinating. Like, these huge creatures used to swim over my mom's house, basically. Before it was a house, obviously. But so just a big old bag in there full of fossilized dugong rib bones. One of my very first fossil finds. Just the coolest thing. This bag, I believe, this is all stuff that I found when we went to South Carolina. I was trying to meet Jess at her coffee shop, and we found a creek out there that we went. I was able to find old bottles. I have an old bottle, but these are just bottle tops, old bottle tops. These are, 100 years old. Some bottoms, just random pieces of old glass bottles and plates, because I'm weird. Found this really pretty rock. Several of these little containers full of teeth as well, and this one just happens to have some of my favorites in it. Look at that guy. Oh yeah. I couldn't believe it when I saw this one because I watched so many people walk right over it. Didn't even pay it any mind at all. I'm thinking great white, but I don't know. And it's in there. Let's see, that's a nice size one too. Oh yeah, that's a pretty one. I like that one a lot. Ugh. It's sort of a different shape. Oh, different placement in the mouth, I'm assuming. Yeah, if you guys have any knowledge, do not be afraid to shout it out in the comments, because I want to learn and I don't want to say something that is not right and then, you know, people learn the wrong thing. Okay, so it looks like we have found a lighter one out there before. It's just not very common, and it's still a different color. I've known about people collecting or hunting shark teeth my whole life. I didn't know really how to do it or where to go or what to look for or any of that stuff. But it was something I've always wanted to check off my list of things that I did while I was living, you know? And it didn't happen until it was 2021, April 2021. We went out to Fernandina Beach for our Easter service. And I walked down to the beach because it was just a gorgeous, gorgeous day on the beach. And we had this one cloud that was like following us. It was like hanging over our heads and following us. And I looked down and there was a shark tooth. And I just felt like God had given me a little gift that day. And that was the first shark tooth I'd ever found, and it started my journey. So I just dumped this container out, and I didn't write where I got the things. But they're shells, so it had to be at the beach, right? It's very smooth. Maybe I wasn't finding very many shark teeth this day, because it happens. But there's also... Oh, I know what this was. I walked down a dirt road. I walked down a dirt road out in the woods. Yep. And found all of this out there. That's when I got myself locked into that hunting camp. I had no idea it was a hunting camp. I had just... You guys. I had just read that there was an old cemetery, a small family cemetery. Oh, look at this. This is really cool. There's a word for this, and I don't know what it is right now. Anyway, old family cemetery out there that you could go look at. So I followed the directions. I put it into my Google GPS, followed it out there. And when I was going in, I noticed there were gates, but they were open. I didn't notice locks or anything. So I went in and I was just enjoying myself trying to find this cemetery. Well, I got creeped out. Something creeped me out. And I didn't end up going down the dirt road I had to go down to get to the cemetery. And I turned around. And then I was just hunting the dirt roads, looking for fossils and things. And it started getting dark, so I went to leave. You guys, I was locked in. I was locked in. There was no way out. There was nobody to call. I called my boyfriend and he's like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. Call the cops, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I was freaking out. It was getting dark. I was in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere. I was locked into a hunting camp. God sent me a rescue. A young man in his truck coming out to go hunting. And he let me out. Needless to say, I learned my lesson. I'll never do that again. Big old trays here. This is all from Fort Clinch. All my different trips out there. Some of these may just be just different types of corals. But I just find them so interesting. Look at them. And they come in different colors and everything. Here's some of what I really think this is fossilized poop, you guys. This looks so much like a turd. Except for maybe that part, but it's a thing, okay? It's called Cooperlite, and it's fossilized poop, okay? Animal poop usually, sometimes human poop. And I think maybe I have some of it. A lot of this black stuff in here that you're seeing is bone. It's fossilized bone. This is bone. This is bone. This is a bigger portion of that little thing I was telling you I couldn't remember what it was. Maybe part of the pelvis. I can't remember. I just can't remember. I'm somebody who would totally want to watch somebody dig through this entire box and show me each little piece, so that I could see if I maybe recognize stuff and could figure it out. You know, like that's the type of person that I am, but I realized not everybody is like me. You know, for example, this does not belong in here. This is something I found somewhere else, and I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Because it's green, almost like jade. I need to separate that. My boyfriend and his brother, you know, they want the answer to the whatever question they have. Like if they come on YouTube, they're looking for an answer to a question, and they don't want to watch somebody talk about a whole bunch of stuff before they finally get to the answer. They want straight to the point. They don't do vlogs. You know what I mean? They don't watch YouTube channels like I do. Me, I will watch somebody go through their entire junk drawer just because I enjoy hanging out with them, and I like the texture of this. And I don't know, it brings me comfort in some weird way. So yeah, if there are any of you out there who are like me and would enjoy sitting here watching me go through this entire box and showing you every little piece of every little thing that I found, let me know, because I would love to share it. I really would. This one is from the creeks in Gainesville, Alachua County, Florida. So these are colored very differently. Different sediments, different minerals. So, a lot of that is bone, what you're looking at. This is bone, fossilized. I believe this is also one of those things, that little black thing I was showing you. I think this is a larger one. Most of this is dugong. I find way more shark teeth in the creeks in Florida than I find at the beaches. Look at this beauty. This is one my boyfriend found, and I thought I was gonna die. This one needs to go in a display. I don't know why I still had it in that canister. This is absolutely gorgeous. I don't even know if you're able to see just how pretty it is. But we have another one of these. This is a snaggletooth. Look at it. Can you see what I'm seeing? I mean, really, truly. Look at that. Fairly certain that this is the left side of what's left of a pretty large megalodon tooth. That would have been really nice to find. But the coloration on some of these teeth found out at the creek, it's just gorgeous. Look at that one. You know, like when I was a little kid, I'm talking like 4, 5, 6 years old, I wanted to be an archaeologist. Look at that one. Didn't know that you could go out and just and just find these things. That makes my, like, the reaction inside my body from this is insane. But anyway, this is like a childhood dream come true for me. I'm digging up dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs. Okay, I guess I'm gonna stop recording here. There's just so much other cool stuff I want to show you. Tons more teeth, and if you want a more detailed look, my camera keeps shutting off on me. Let me know. We'll do a live or something, and I'll go through and I'll show you, and maybe I'll get these more organized for next time. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to bring you in and share some of my other hobbies with you. see if you're interested in any of that. I'm going to sign off for now and get my feet propped up again. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye, guys.